Welcome back to the One Step Journey, episode 6.
Episode 6 of the One Step Journey.
Thank you for taking another step with us today. I'm Coleton. This is Jeffrey, and we're back.
We are back.
We are back for. We were just talking. We're almost at a full.
We're almost at 1 year, brother.
Insane.
I know.
For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. Thank you so much. This is episode 6. You're wondering, how have you done a year and you're only at episode 6?
Yes.
Well, before that, we made a rebrand.
Repivot.
About a month and a half ago. We were the Boys for Life podcast, rebranded to the
40
One.
weeks, like about 40 plus weeks.
Yeah, exactly. 40 weeks.
About like 42 weeks. Yeah, you know.
Exactly.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was time to grow up a little bit.
Yeah, it
right.
was.
The boys are becoming men. We're really excited, and more importantly, we're really excited that you're here with us today.
I know.
And I can't wait to
taking
get
another step on this journey with us.
My gosh,
Fired up because we got a really good one.
Oh my God,
we have a very good one.
Yes, we do.
Talk to me, brother.
Before we get into today's topic and all the juicy parts of our podcast here, how are you doing, brother? What's going on?
Everything's been going well, man. Just been work and family.
Love
food, lifting.
Love it.
The same four pillars. Add a fifth for the Lord as always. And
always.
It's just, those are the key staples.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. But what about you?
Love it.
You just got back. We're in the basement at Mom and Pop's house.
Yes.
Talk to us, bro. What did you do? What just happened? You just got home. Mr. National.
Mr. National. We're back.
Mr. National back on the throne.
Summer's back, baby.
Talk
Mr. National. Just got back from Myrtle Beach just with the fam. Good little week vacay. Really good to reset, relax, rejuvenate a little bit. Got some golfing in, which is always great. Golfing with the brothers and Pops. Mom was out there too. Shout out Tina. Couldn't make it. It's okay. She's out there grinding, doing her thing.
Doing it.
But yeah, we got back. Weather was great. Oh my gosh, mid 80s, slight breeze.
Yeah,
maybe upper 70s.
Just absolute dog shit weather.
Dog shit weather, bro.
Terrible.
It rained for 5 minutes the whole week, bro. Wow. I can't believe that.
Wow,
that's terrible.
Yeah,
it's insane. But had a great week. It was a really good way to finish off a really roller coaster year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, going on that trip. Was amazing for you in so many ways.
So many, dude.
Right? Not only was it just a great vacation with the family, amazing scenery, great weather, great memories, golfing, but it was the perfect chef's kiss after closing a chapter. A big chapter that had been in your life for a while now.
Long time.
It's the only chapter that you've known for a while. And it ties perfectly into the topic of the day, which is not accepting your current reality. And I couldn't be more proud of you because not only was it a very, very, very much and very well-deserved trip, but now you've put the pen to the paper. You cleaned out that office today. You've officially closed that chapter because you did not want to accept your current reality that you weren't happy in, and you're doing something about it and you're changing it. So talk to us. What does this topic today mean specifically to you?
Yeah. First of all, I appreciate you always. I love you. You're the man. Always support me and always have been in my corner. This last year has been terrible. It's not. I don't want to say terrible. It's been a roller coaster. Terrible is a terrible word. It was a roller coaster of a year, and having you in my corner, being there, we've talked a lot. Just comforting and always pushing me to keep going, keep seeing the light. And I really credit a lot of that. Without you, man, it would have been extremely challenging. So thank you first and foremost,
Appreciate
bro.
That.
I love you, bro.
Love you too.
And but to answer your question, for me, it was a lot. I think just breaking everything down, right? So I like to look at a whole side of everything. What I was doing was psychotic.
Yeah.
The last 2.5, 3 years. I'll be honest. I was working a full-time job. I had doing the podcast, 2 other side businesses, relationships, a whole nine.
The man of many ventures and the man of trying to do too much.
100%.
Is literally what the last couple of years has been like for you.
Yeah. It's been a lot. The one thing I've learned, though, and I will say this, is no risk, no story. Right? Without taking those risks, I won't be able to talk about my journey. Even the ups and the downs, and it has been a lot. There's a lot of nights where you don't get a lot of sleep. It's hard. You gotta go in a mile a minute, as we know, and you really help me be more zen and in the moment, which I appreciate. But for me, I think that the last couple of years has just been incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, all the lessons I've learned, the people I've met, opportunities that have presented itself.
Of course,
understanding what you're doing, why you're doing it, where you need to go. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And I've always thought about, I don't like my current circumstance. I don't like, and like, why don't I like it, right? Question myself, why don't I like that? What's the reason for that? Is it my job? Is it my situation? Like, what is it? And get in the root of that. And then developing a plan. Okay, what can I do?
Yeah.
Do I have control? Do I not have control? Right? I think a lot of that's what's helped me not accepting my reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You know, so I hope that answers your question.
It answers the question, and I want to say two things twofold, right? First off, I want to give you some flowers again because we had a conversation back around Christmas time in the winter, and times were very tough for you, and you were dealing with a lot. There was a lot of things going on, and I gave you a challenge. I said, you know what? You got, at the time, it was about 6 months left. Show up every day. It's only going to be 6 months. It's the next 6 months in this chapter, and that's going to be it forever. Yep. And you did it. So I give you more flowers for that because that's big. You rose to the occasion. You did it. And tenfold, to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying, because it's something that we share in common. It probably wasn't necessarily the job. It was that inward feeling of knowing that you were destined to do more. And knowing that in the current circumstances that you were in, it was not allowing you to flourish to the highest of your capability. And it was that feeling that was keeping you tossing at night, that was giving you those feelings of not necessarily being happy in your current circumstances, because you were excelling at it, you were great at your job, you were making an impact, all things were great, but you knew that you were capable of doing so much more. It was one of the reasons I was having those thoughts last year. And what did God do? He kicked me in the ass. He took my opportunity away from me so I could find something else, so I would be able to do more and to be able to excel and just give back more to the people that I'm interacting with and the practices and things that I'm meeting with, as opposed to just sticking me stuck behind a computer screen. And just being able to have that feeling, knowing that we're destined to do more, whether that be impacting more people, whether it be sales, whether it be the JEL, or the multitude of things that we do, focusing more time on the podcast and, you know, having tough conversations and giving really golden nuggets back to the listeners and just talking about our lives and giving insightful advice and things of that nature, whatever it is, we just knew that we wanted to achieve more. And it's not the fact that you or I or anything was ungrateful, but we just kind of we just saw more in the mirror, and it felt like we weren't doing anything like to maximize that. And I feel for both of us, one of the biggest regrets is not utilizing all of our potential. Like, am I hitting the hammer on the nail there, or
it's spot on, bro?
Spot on.
It's spot on. And I think just to add on to that too, I mean, the older I get, the more I've slowed down because of you.
You have to.
I have to slow down. But with that, I also see things differently. For example, I got a message today from one of my boys. His name's Matty B, my quarterback from Whitewater.
Yeah.
His wife messaged me today a picture that she took of all the boys when we went to go visit him. He's coaching up in the Arena League up in Green Bay.
Oh, that's right. I remember you went to go do that.
And she sent it to me, and it was from 2 years ago today.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Time
flies.
flew. I was like, holy cow, man.
I know.
And when you think about doing all those things that I've done the last 3 years, just so many things, you miss out on life.
You miss out on so much.
So much, dude.
You have to be present.
You have to. Why? I heard another story the other day of this guy. He just keeps going to work, and he's going to work. He works, sleeps, sees his kids, and repeats. And it's like that's the reality.
It's just going through the mundane. It's brainwash. Normal. It's zombie life,
dude. We are not machines. We're not machines. But that's what people accept.
I know.
In our reality, their reality is, I'm going to be a robot. I'm going to be a machine.
Yeah.
That's just what we are and who we are. You're not going to grow.
You're not going to grow at all.
There's nothing, man. So, I mean, I think that's one thing that I've been huge on in the last couple of years since you've known me. It's just slowing down and not accepting my reality. And if you don't like it, change it.
You have to be.
But on the flip side, too, it's hard to go all in all the time, right?
Yeah.
I think we touched on this before. If you don't like your current situation, assess it. You have to sacrifice things to get the life that you want. Not everyone wants to be either an entrepreneur or can be successful being an entrepreneur.
Start their own business or do whatever it is that they want to be doing.
You can't. It doesn't always work like that. So you have to build that up. You have to build the connections. You have to build the relationships. You have to build yourself up, confidence, do the day in and day out things to really ensure, say, hey, this is something I can do, and this is something where this is where I want to be.
100%. And one thing that myself included, you and anybody listening to this needs to realize your current circumstances don't define you. It's just where you're at today. It has no correlation on where you can go tomorrow. The amazing thing that I get excited about now, and I've really been reinvigorated with my current role and everything that I'm doing, because we've implemented some more structure. I've added some new team members to the team, and there's a lot more successes on the horizon, and I've been really reinvigorated in what I'm doing. I was getting burnt out for a while because I felt like my tires were spinning in the mud and we weren't going anywhere. And obviously, doing that is it's the quickest way to kind of fizzle out. But I've really been able to just wake up every single day with a new outlook. Doesn't matter what happened yesterday, good or bad. Today's a brand new day. What am I going to do? And shifting that mindset to know, okay, like if I really want to get out of these certain circumstances, I might have to do some things that I'm not necessarily comfortable with. And it goes back to that old saying is you have to be uncomfortable. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And you're going to have to do some things that you might not want to do, right? And I know I'm going to botch this, dude, and I'm really sorry. I might pull it up, but they say that discipline is having the willpower to do the things that you don't want to do so that you can achieve the things that you want. And it could be waking up earlier, eating the clean meals, going to bed earlier, which I've been a lot better at. Like last night on my Whoop, it shows me I was sleeping at 10:18. Right? I've been getting fat sleep, still waking up super early in the morning.
Let's go.
That's
huge for you, bro.
A lot more productive because I was struggling with, I just couldn't help it. 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm up, and then I'm trying to catch up with work, and I'm groggy. But I've been a lot more adamant, especially during the week, about going to bed, really strict with it, waking up early, and just being extremely productive day in and day out, and just really focusing on the 1% better mindset. Because over the last 8 months, it's been a bit of a shit show with my job and with work, and I did not want to accept my current circumstances. I knew that I could be successful in this role, in this industry. Some things had to change. I had to work harder. It's a conversation I had to have with myself in the mirror. I was doing the bare minimum. I was making excuses because I had poor leadership, didn't have this, and I didn't have that, versus me just being like, you know what? I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to wake up earlier. I'm going to make that one more cold call. I'm going to stop into one more place. I'm going to hit that one more meeting. And I'll give you a perfect example of what happened today. Today was fucking dog shit. Hammering the cold calls, can't book a meeting. Had a couple meetings earlier, dog shit. I go out of my way to bring in $250 worth of Chipotle catering to this big derm office. I'm all amped up, looking forward to the meeting. I bring it in there, set everything up, super excited. Office manager comes in. Yeah, Doc's super busy. You're not going to see her. Not only did I waste, and it's in fucking Orland Park. Drove an hour out there, went to get the catering, brought it in, set it up, wasted time, valuable time, money, and effort. Nothing. But I wasn't going to let that get down in the dumps. I had another meeting later, had to kill about an hour and a half in Orland Park, went in there, knocked it out of the park, follow up on Monday. It's the simple things with the mindset of just not giving up. I'm going to go to that one more meeting. Because if it was 3-4 months ago, I'd have been like, you know what, fuck this, mood's killed. I'm just going to go home, scratch that last meeting. It is what
chalk
it
it
is,
up,
right?
whatever.
Just chalk it up. But I said, no, I'm going to stick it out here. I'm going to stay in the trenches, and we're going to get busy, right? We're going to get busy in the mud.
Put the pavement, baby.
Absolutely crushed it, revamped the entire day, went home, just crushed a workout, revamped everything. But it's because of that one more mindset, because I didn't want to accept the current circumstances a couple months back. And I had to reflect and look inward and say, you know what? I need to do more. Because it goes back to everything that we talk about, accountability. I'm unhappy with my circumstances. You might be unhappy, or someone else, whoever's listening to this, might be unhappy. The first conversation that needs to be had is with yourself. What am I doing that's causing me to be unhappy in this? Am I not working hard enough? Am I not giving enough? Do I need to do something different? Am I feeding a lot of my attention, money, time into things that are not necessarily conducive to where I want to go? These are the conversations that need to be had.
Yeah.
Right? And I know I just rambled for like an hour, but
maybe an hour and a half. But
maybe
anyways.
an hour and a half. You know what I mean?
No, but for real though, I mean, I think just to add on to that, and I have a question for you, that was kind of popped up. Obviously, like you said, a lot of people that would just knock people out on the ground, they chalk it up, and they'd go home, right? But you put yourself in a position to not allow it to happen. Yeah. Right. For example, like today, right? So what are some things that you do to, maybe see things from more of the positive side? Yeah. As opposed to the negative side? Because that's easy to be a negative dude.
It's easy.
What's something that works for you?
I mean, it goes back to something that we talked about on the recent episode, is taking your own medicine. Right. Opening your eyes and realizing that, this is what I have to do. And I will admit it comes fairly easy to me, dude. I'm an extremely optimistic person. You know me.
You are.
It takes a lot to get me down. And so as far as like expanding on some of that, it's just something that I just have naturally ingrained in me. Yeah. So I can't really like speak to like how to do it, because it's just something where it's ingrained in me.
Yeah.
But for the people looking, you have to think about where you're going. You have to get obsessed with the journey and the suck and the mud. And you have to live in that pain cave. You have to be okay with that. Like I said, making the extra cold calls, knocking on the extra doors, running those extra meetings, working late, waking up early, doing what needs to be done. It's the amazing thing, and we talked about it on the episode with Chris, with the Interstellar, and where he was working with the AI about loading, like getting the docking ship to load with the home base. And the AI is saying it's not going to happen. And Matthew McConaughey's character said, I'm doing it. It's what's necessary. You have to find the why, and you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think what's really ingrained a lot of the positivity into my mindset was doing a lot of research and reading and learning and watching about the law of attraction. And you have to be extremely mindful the thoughts that you're having. You have to be extremely mindful what you're paying attention to, what you're telling yourself, and the energy that you're not only putting out into the world, but that you're also giving to yourself. And I think it's just one thing as far as like the positivity shift. You have to find that, because as soon as you latch on to the negativity, things are just going to go downhill, right? You have to try to find the small light, even if it's the size of a grain of sand or a grain of rice. Yeah. You have to latch onto some kind of positivity and just try to keep going.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely, man. And I think to piggyback off that, I think you have to take a leap of faith.
You have to.
I really think
it's
you do.
It's necessary.
Because you could do everything. You could eat right, you could sleep right, you could read the right books, you could do all the things that people talk about. But if you don't do shit or take that leap of faith, you'll never know what you could accomplish or what you could do in life. Right? I think because that's, I'm sure today, for example, you probably wanted to call it quits after that.
I wanted to.
You're like,
I was so frustrated.
I'd be pissed off. I would be really pissed. And I know you were. I know how ambitious you are and how much you care for your job and people, that something like that would piss me off. But on the flip side, you're not going to let a little thing like that you can't control derail you, like you just said, right? But then on the flip side, you reassessed. You're like, okay, what can I do? What can I control? Took a leap of faith, went into probably walked in, right? You said you walked into a clinic.
It wasn't even a concrete meeting. It was just, I fucking weaseled my way in.
You took a leap of faith. You did what you've done every single day. You control the controllables, what you're trained to do, and you absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to take that leap of faith. You can't sit on the sidelines
watching
someone out there crush it. You can maybe sit from the sidelines for a little bit, but you have to get in the game a little bit. You can't just sit there your whole life. You can't.
I know. And here's the thing. And I was having this conversation with one of the newer team members on my team. And I said, you know what? It is part of the industry that I'm in, sales in general. And there's always that moment before you go into a meeting, whether it's with a derm, a plastic, a med spa, an optom, a dentist, whatever it is, where this is going to be an entry-level meeting. There's a 50-50 chance. This is either going to go well or it's not going to go well. But the only way to find out is by walking in.
Amen.
And whether it goes extremely well and you ride that energy and you keep going, or if it goes shitty, it's like baseball. And I think that's one of the things that really ingrained the optimistic, like, get them the next time mindset is by baseball. And we always talk about this. I mean, sports and working out and everything translates over into the rest of your life, whatever it is, whether it's work, relationships, etc. It's one of the only failure-driven sports. And I learned so much mentally from baseball, because a really good baseball player gets a hit 3 out of 10 times. That means the other 7, you're striking out, you're flying out, you're grounding out, whatever, you're not getting on. So you have to be okay and realize not every time I come up to the bat am I going to get a hit.
Right.
And you have to shake that off, whether you hit a home run or you strike out looking or you strike out swinging. There's always going to be the next at bat. And I was having a conversation with Chris on my team, my area sales manager, Chris, not Chris from episode 1.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with him, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to let this dermatologist meeting throw me off loop. I'm going into Zuri Med Spa on Monday or on today. I'm going to go in here, and I told him, spoke it into existence. I said, I'm going to turn the day around.
And you did.
And I did.
Amen.
Right?
Power of the tongue.
The power of the tongue. I said, I'm going to turn the day around. I went in there, knocked it out of the park.
Boom.
Going in there Monday for a follow-up deep dive with the owner.
Let's go.
We're going to integrate some new technology.
Let's go.
You got to.
Boys fired up right now. Let's go.
Boys fired up.
Let's go, baby.
Right?
Yeah, because you took a leap of faith. You kept going, and you were persistent.
Yeah.
And you have, like you said, you've trained yourself to not think negatively.
Yeah.
Negative things going to happen, right?
Of course.
That's just what it is. But
and we all have bad days. Let's talk about that too. Like it's not every day is going to be green grass. I could have went in that meeting and it could have been shitty, and it could have just turned out to be a bad day. But I promise I'll wake up tomorrow, no matter what, if it's a good day or a bad day, and I'm going to be ready to go.
And at the end of the day, does all this even matter?
It doesn't.
Doesn't.
The only thing that matters, man, is family and friends.
That's it.
Money comes and goes, all that comes and goes, but
Man above.
family and friends, then God. That's all that
that's
matters,
it.
bro.
Honestly,
Hung out with my family yesterday. That's it. It's like that's all that matters. I've really found so much enjoyment just in that.
Yeah, when you realize that that's what the purpose of life is, like that's true wealth. That's true freedom, in my opinion. It's not all about the money or the car. No.
All that stuff is fine, bro. But
no, it's fine. It's great to have, and you need it to survive. But like all that shit doesn't matter at all, bro. It really doesn't, man. So I'm proud of you, bro. That you could have chalked it up, right? But you didn't chalk it up, bro. You didn't chalk it up like this chalkboard behind us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
you have to be resilient in anything that you do in life.
Yeah.
Especially when you're looking at opening your own business, you're looking at building something or doing that. It's going to suck. It's going to be tough, but you just have to keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Just remember the whys. Remember the training.
Yeah,
that's what my coach taught me all the time at Whitewater. Remember your training. That's why you have summer camp. That's why you have preseason. That's why you do the 2-minute drills. That's why you do the 7-on-7. That's why you do team day every single week. Remember your training. You know what you're doing. Remember your training. Everything else will take care of itself.
We've been here.
It's not our first rodeo.
I love the trials and tribulations, bro. It's that reminder, just exactly like what you just said. You hit the hammer on. You hit the nail with the hammer. We've been here. What are we gonna do? And that's why I'm so obsessed, and I'm just so happy that we've made this pivot with this show, because the name just encompasses everything that we always talk about. Every single day, I just want to take one step.
That's it.
It's one more call. It's one rep. It's one more workout. I just want to get 1% better every day. That's it.
It's the name of the game.
We try to get so focused on going from A to B, right? Selling your first box to 10 million in business or whatever it is. But in order to do that, you got to run your first meeting. You got to make your first call. You got to make your first cold walk, whatever. You got to run that first meeting.
Absolutely.
In order to do it. You just got to take one step, one more meeting. That's it. We're fired up.
That journey, bro.
That's the journey.
It is.
One-step journey.
That's it.
But for the people that are listening, seriously, I'm going back to the key point that we had made. Your current circumstances do not define you. And listen, if your current circumstances, if that's everything you've ever wanted, that's absolutely amazing. Dig your feet in.
Fuck yeah.
And just keep doing what you're doing.
I love it. Respect.
I love that for you, and that's respect. It doesn't even have to be for monetary gain or whatever. If you're waking up every single day, happy, healthy, good ones around you that love you, a good family, and you love what you do, and you know that you're making a difference or whatever it is, that's amazing. Keep doing it.
Keep going.
But for those that are listening to this that maybe see the person in the mirror is destined to achieve more, to get more, to be more, let's get to work.
Let's go. Let's
get to work. I'm serious.
Seriously, that's it. It starts tomorrow.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any coincidence that this topic was chosen for today.
There's a reason.
After you just closed the chapter, because you did not want to accept your reality. So what are we doing? We're finishing this chapter and we're turning the page.
We're going.
And we're going.
We are working.
There's so many more pages to be written, and it's so exciting. There's so much more to be had. There's so much more to be done, and I can't wait.
Amen, bro.
Have we even announced June 14th yet?
I don't think we have.
We haven't.
Should we do it next week or this week?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know what's going on.
I think that honestly it ties in with what we're talking about, not accepting your current circumstances and doing what needs to be done, man.
I mean, it's I didn't tell you. It got bumped up earlier. It's June 13th now.
No.
Ooh, should we leave it at that for the people for next week?
Should we leave it at that?
I don't know.
A little tongue tie?
A little teaser? I think we should. I like that too for next week. But tonight, though, let's transition here real quick.
Quick little one.
As we're about to exit today's episode here, appreciate you guys as always tuning in.
Yeah.
Before we hit the actual outro, we have
the Crosstown Classic.
Crosstown Classic for all the Wheatonites out here. We have an epic showdown tonight.
Softball teams. The Wheaton North guys and the Wheaton South guys.
Wow, at Graff Park.
9:30.
Where else would you want to have it?
I wouldn't want to have it anywhere else.
I mean, maybe
it's the old Wheaton Ram stomping grounds. I don't want it anywhere else.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where it all began, dude. That's where I held up my first trophy.
Amen.
In football.
Let's go. Ooh.
Wheaton Rams.
Let's go, baby.
Guess who I beat to go to the Super Bowl?
Ben Wilson.
No. True story. True story.
I think I did hear that.
In the semifinals.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I love it, dude.
But seriously, we have the Crosstown Classic tonight. As you guys know, around this time of the year, we join up the softball league.
Yeah.
And so we will have those weekly updates for Frank.
For
Justice for Frank. For Frank.
Wow.
Hashtag
Justice for Frank.
But seriously, we'll leave this with you we'll leave this with you today. It's tied up my tongue. Seriously, if you're listening to this and you know that you're destined for more, I promise you, I believe in you.
I do too.
Colton believes in you.
Let's go.
We can do this together. And that's the amazing thing is you don't have to do it alone. And that's another amazing thing that I've learned over the last couple of years of my life is I want to achieve so much, but I don't have to do it alone.
No
We've
way.
got a great support system, great group of friends, great family,
people,
great leadership, and just mentorship. Lean on people. I think honestly, it takes more courage to reach out to people for help.
It does.
Than just trying to do it alone and like just trying to be that guy, right? The lone alpha wolf.
Yeah.
Right. Which it goes back to everything that you were talking about. Is like sometimes you do have to take that pause. Like it's you don't have to overwork yourself. I know for a while. A lot of things were getting, thrown on. Hardest worker in the room. I'm up at 3, and I go to bed at 1 in the morning. I don't sleep, and all I do is work.
The hell?
Yeah, what the hell, dude? Like, I want my
doing?
sleep. I like watching movies. I like chilling.
I like life.
I like enjoying life.
Yeah.
And lifting and hanging out with friends and watching Meet Joe Black.
Yeah.
That's a goated movie that I watch over the weekend. But if I was focused on was work, I wouldn't have done that.
No way.
Brad Pitt, the GOAT.
Wow.
But
flawless.
Seriously, as always, we love and appreciate all of the current support and constant support from you guys. Thank you so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. Thank you for tuning back in and taking just another step with us on this journey. As always, new episodes every single Tuesday. We love you. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.